It's a dog's life. Rough go. Welcome to Amateur Redneck Workshop. I'm Harold, and it's time for us to see if I work out the camera mount or not. I was thinking about, it's a funny way that things go. Sometimes I think maybe I could talk the boss lady into a little money to buy some kind of an antique tool. And what I mean with that, a lot of these guys have got shapers and such as that, and a shaper's kind of an antique tool. Some of them have got great old big massive antique drill presses, that got, well, they're made in 1800 or now, like 1890 or something, that kind of thing. Well, the antique tool that I kind of like the idea of is a power hacksaw. And every now and then when I think, that I can talk the boss lady into, a couple of bucks for one, I'll look online and there'll be, say, a Craftsman power hacksaw for sale in Connecticut for local pickup. Or there'll be some other brand that's not much bigger than the Craftsman hacksaw, probably a lot more classy, and it'll be for sale, and it'll be a reasonable price. It'll be in Massachusetts or someplace like that for local pickup. So far, when I've had the possibility of the cash and the power hacksaw together, I've never seen one within reasonable driving distance. I mean, I could probably drive a day one direction, maybe, to go pick one up, but they're always somewhere way the heck up north, like a 3-day drive up there and a 3-day drive back or something, all for local pickup. The price is always right, but the shipping, the delivery is too much. So I guess, and of course right now with the extra project I've got going with the CNC stuff there's not going to be that opportunity anyway, but it seems like when I find it, it's too far off. I don't guess anybody in Texas ever sells a power hacksaw, not a hobbyist size. Now and then I see those great big industrial jobs weighs 2,000 pounds, and got a 48-inch blade or something on them. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about, one that probably don't weigh more than a couple of 100 pounds, like an old Craftsman or one of the others that are about that same size. Oh well, life's rough when you're a redneck. Let's go ahead and get on with the what you call it, the camera mount. According to my threading chart, a number 7 drill will give us a 75% thread. So that's what we're going to go for. Drilled, and now we'll tap the little booger. Put a little bit of lubricant on here. Almost messed up there, didn't I? Forgot to change directions. Well, it's threaded all the way through and it's a good thread, so I guess I'll just leave that little bit right there. It's not going to hurt anything. At least I'll leave it there for now. Put up my tools and I'll be back. When I went ahead and fed the tap in deeper, what saved me was this little thin section here where there's no cutters. It just fed through and stopped. So even rednecks can get lucky. All right, I've put a few nuts on a quarter 20. I'll stick it in the chuck and dress the ends of that little piece of metal. I couldn't really dress the ends of it before because I didn't have any way to hold on to it. Well, I could hold it, but not very good. Now we can do it right. Alright, let's give her a shot. Probably better if we go forward. Alright, now we'll just turn it around and face the other side. So I guess I need to pull it out of there so I can get a wrench on it. Why doesn't it just come out? Alright, right back. Now we'll knurl the little booger. And that's not straight by any means, nowhere near straight. All right. It's going to have to come out a little bit. Hope that doesn't mess me up. Ouch. Hot. Okay. I've got to pull it out of there and screw my nuts up a little closer to the end so that I'm supported properly. There. Let's see if I can get up to it. There. That should do the job. I hope it's still turning kind of straight. No, it's not. Okay. Let me do a little more work on this to hold it good and steady. That wasn't even sort of steady. Take a nap. I'll be back. Okay, just one more cut to make it run true. I think that's great. True. Running in a circle anyway. Alright, now this thing's almost, the knurl's almost as wide as the little nut. All that paper towel out of it. Looks good to me. We're going to go with that. I'll clean up the edges and we'll be just about finished. Not quite, but just about. I'm going to clean it up. Burn the camera. I'm going to clean it up with this parting tool. And he'll screw on to here. The camera will screw on above him. All I need to do is polish this part right here a little bit. It looks nasty. So you guys hang on. I'll just use this Scotch-Brite to shine it up. Looks pretty slick there, huh? Well, shine it even more is a little bit of paper. I've noticed a piece of paper will shine just about the same as one of those high number of, you know, emery cloth. Alright, I'll part it off and we'll be through. And I can clean up this end with a Lipton mill. This Lipton mill right here should do it. You can make a whole baby bullet vise with this. You can clean up anything. We'll see it in action in a second. This week's Bubba joke may be a rerun, but then if you're new to the channel, you probably haven't heard it anyway. There we are. The camera can set up there. It dawned on me that I can't show the camera mounted on that thing with the camera because I've only got one camera out here. But there you are. That ought to work just fine. There we go. A little cell phone footage of the camera mounted on there. It's just as good. You know, the other day when I was using that plasma cutter and all the sparks were flying back toward the lens, some of it got in the glass. There's 2 or 3 little spots, rough spots on the glass now from it. That'll teach me. Of course, I did see a camera that's got like an 83:1 zoom, optical zoom. I may need to replace that one, huh? Well, it seems that Bubba's got a cousin named Billy, and Billy Joe actually, and Billy Joe's got a brother named Bubba, and his brother ain't known for being real sensitive or anything, you know. So anyway, Billy Joe wanted to go off to Europe, you know, and do a little looking around, and he couldn't find nobody to keep his dog except Bubba. And he really hated to do that, but, you know, he he decided, well, there wasn't no other choice to it, so he told Bubba, he says, I'm going to call you from time to time and ask you about how that dog's getting on. He says, you better take good care of him. So Bubba says, all right. So in a few days, well, Billy Joe calls up, says, well, Bubba, he says, just how's my dog doing? Bubba says, oh, your dog's dead. Billy Joe says, oh, Bubba, he says, he says, you know how much I like that dog, how I love that dog, and all that. He says, how could you be so insensitive as to just pop out with it that he's dead? He says, he said, you could have done a lot of things. Says you could have let me into it easy, like telling me, well, the dog's on the roof and we can't get him down, but we're working on it. And when I called back tomorrow to check on the dog, you see, well, the dog fell off the roof and we took him to the vet. And then maybe the next day you say, well, your dog died, and that give me time to start expecting something. He says, Bubba, you got to learn to be more sensitive. Bubba says, all right. He says, Billy Joe, I'll sure give it a try. So after a few days, Billy Joe's feeling a little bit better, and he called back home and he said, well, Bubba, he says, how's everything going? Bubba says, it's going all right. He says, well, he says, how's Mama? Bubba says, well, he says, she's up on the roof. Well, that's all, folks. Y'all try to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Leave a comment if you got something to say. And above all, remember, keep on keeping on. Bye now.